Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. So glad to see you here today. Thank you for showing up. My name is Celestial Farm Girl, and I'm here to do a reading for the Divine Feminine today. And what else do I want to say? And yes, I look a little strange. I got my chicken hat on, and in all actuality, um, I found this hat not too long ago. Somebody had given us a bag of clothes and went through it, and I really like odd hats and odd shoes too. I like shoes that are different and odd hats that are different. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to look up and see interesting facts about chickens. And wow, chickens are really awesome. They actually can recognize over 100 faces. They eat everything, like bugs, insects, grain, wheat, grass, mice, snakes, toads, spiders. Um, Not to mention the value of the eggs, because I love eggs. I usually have eggs 3 or 4 times a week. And they recognize over 100 faces. They can run 9 miles an hour, and they talk to their babies while they're still in the egg. They have over 30 different vocabularies, and they literally are capable of having this pecking order, whereas they teach the children as they're young and growing up, and when they grow up to be a full-grown chicken, they actually harmonize into their social structure. And I was really impressed with that. I like chickens, I like eggs, and so I just thought today my inner child said, I want to wear that chicken hat. And who am I to tell her no, she can't do that, right? It doesn't matter, right? I just, so here I am wearing my chicken hat and feeling really cute. And I went in and studied the chicken and decided, man, they're also dinosaurs from the T-Rex. And that's why they run like they do. When you see a chicken running, it can run 9 miles an hour. And that's that dinosaur that you see, it's pretty cool, really. In fact, all of our birds are the leftovers, and how our primal energies worked out. All the birds are ancestors of the dinosaurs. So as God was refining and redoing and reimagining this planet as it grew, he redefined and reimagined the animals as they, to fit into the society that God was going to have on this planet at one time. The wild planet in the beginning, the primal energies must have been like, whoa. And you can tell that because everything was like, rah, right? Rah. And now here we are, billions of years later, these walking energies redefined into the social structure that we see today. So nothing got lost. Everything just got redefined and reshaped and recultivated, And I think that's so beautiful. I think that's so beautiful to know that God preserves life. He just preserves it and redefines it and reshapes it. Or if you want to call it evolution, evolution, but the same thing. It's all the same thing. So, Divine Feminines, I love you guys. Let us talk today about what we're going to turn over here, okay? So, we saw that the Divine Masculine had been going through many hats, many changes, many different evolutions in his own life, right? Just like the chicken, like the dinosaurs, and here we are today. And God was talking about our emotions and how to follow the compass of what feels good and what don't feel good, and how to work through what don't feel good to heal it, right? And now here we are today, and it is the Divine Feminine's turn, and I got my chicken hat on, and we're ready to run. Let's do this. Oh my God. Your inner child, honey. And I hadn't looked at this either. But the maiden, she represents, fun and adventure and taking new trails, seldom walk trails, very few people walk that trail, and you can tell because it's a very narrow trail. And she doesn't mind. She's barefoot, she's feeling the grass and the dirt beneath her feet, and the butterfly represents a transformation, and the little rabbit represents fertility. Now, we don't necessarily mean fertility for a new child, but it could be fertility for a new business, fertility for a new love, fertility for abundant feelings and emotions, and all those trees make me think of my ancestors or her ancestors who would be all around guarding her. To me, the trees hold spirits. Some people, when I first started getting my sight and perception, and I was looking at things, it was just amazing. I love to look at everything. And in rocks and trees, I could see the faces of our ancestors. And I realized that, their spirit will find a place to rest. Hell is a fictional place. There is no torturous hell. It just doesn't exist. What exists is us waiting our turn to return back to this planet in the flesh. We just wait our turn. And when we're needed, God knows that we're the one that's needed for the potion. We're the potion, the chemical mix that he needs, the energy to put on this earth at this time. And that's how it is. And we are very happy on the other side as well. And so we are here in the earth at this time, and we are in the magical energy of the Maiden, Divine Feminine, on an adventure, looking for new experiences, new life, new love, joy, happiness, all that stuff that comes with being young and happy and exuberant, but it doesn't mean about an age. You have your inner child with you your whole life. You just got to rediscover it. Yeah. And then you don't care what nobody thinks either. Because if you're worried about what other people think, you can't be yourself. You can't be who you are. She ain't worried about what anybody thinks. She's going to do what she needs to do to expand her experiences in this world. And that's beautiful. Psychedelics, the mushrooms, to me means, she's seeing things that we don't see. She's experiencing, some people call it illusions, but I call them visions, and if you follow it and it leads you somewhere, it's definitely a vision. If it's an illusion, after a little bit of time, you're going to realize, this is an illusion, this can't happen, but if you've got a vision and a dream, then you follow it. Even if it is a trail less followed, go for it. That means there's bigger rewards at the end of the road, right? Right, Divine Feminine. I love you guys. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. I'm actually thinking about getting me some chickens for sure. I'm thinking about getting me 4 hens and a rooster. And I have a pretty nice sized backyard. I just wonder what I got to call and find out. Okay, enough small talk. Let's do this. What we got? Fire, Amazon daughter. Celebrate. Celebration, Divine Feminine. Celebrate our inner child. Celebrate that beautiful inner child. Whether Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine, we should always listen to our inner child. Like if your inner child says you want to go rock hunting, then by all means go rock hunting. If your inner child says you want chickens, well, do it. Get you some chickens. What? It's going to take me 20 minutes a day to go out there and hang out and work with my chickens? Yeah, whatever you want to do, make your dreams come true. You want to dance down the street and, have all the people follow and dancing with you, then dance. Yeah. Make it a party. So God is saying, celebrate your inner child, celebrate your life, celebrate who you are, celebrate your thoughts, celebrate your feelings, celebrate the love you have for self. There's something going on here. I got a card that shouldn't be here. We're going to put this over here. That's going into the Gaia deck. And this is the Wee Moon deck. And God says, celebrate the love and to love yourself. And when you love yourself, that includes the whole world. Because you are a representation of the earth. And when you love yourself, it unconditionally, as you are, silly, funny, making mistakes, however it happens, learning, just right there where you are right now, learn to love yourself. Say, yes, I am full of love. I am love. I love to love. Because love is awesome. Love is the gift, that you can give the world after you accept yourself totally and wholly for who you are and allow yourself to be that. And then celebrate yourself. I don't know how to celebrate. Today I'm celebrating by wearing my chicken hat. I'm doing something different. I'm being odd. Everybody's like looking at me when I go out into the house. They're like, oh no, what's going on with Grandma today? Well, Grandma is radiating. Grandma is being strange. I'll always be strange. I always have been. And I like being odd and different and strange. Some women want to grow up to be sexy. I wanted to grow up to be accepted and funny and goofy. Like I never did wear high heel shoes, or I never went to a beauty shop to get my hair fixed. I put it in my braid and then go climb trees. I was that kind of girl. I didn't really get into makeup and all that stuff. I wanted to be an all natural, and that's the way I lived my life. I was that's just the way I was. And for the longest time, I want you to know I did feel odd, especially around other women, and they'd be all prettied up and, doing their thing. But I didn't want to be noticed for being pretty. I wanted to be noticed for being smart. I didn't want to be I just didn't want that. I don't know. Even as a young child, I didn't really care about, like, my mom would put a pretty dress on me and I'd go out and play in the dirt, right? I didn't care. I didn't, it wasn't about being pretty. It was about being accepted for who I really was and trying to have a personality that fit in with the people I was around. The world. Trying to fit into the world. Well, we're not supposed to fit in. We're supposed to be, we're supposed to stand out. Yeah, don't fit in, stand out. Be who you're going to be, regardless of what anybody thinks or feels. That's how we're all going to find our inner world and be happy, and also accept others as they are. That's beautiful. Let everybody be who they are and accept them right there where they are. That's all we can do. That's all we can do in life. We can't make people grow, and we can't hate them or despise them for not growing and their trauma. have to give them time. It's all in divine timing. So we continue to muster forward and do what we're doing, and we stay in our own lane, right? We don't get into other people's lanes. That's kind of like the chicken, too. The chicken runs its own race, right? And we do our own creation as part of the world. We are a part of everything, and our part counts. And we don't want to be a duplicate or a cookie, right? We want to be something different. We want to be unique because we're all unique. And we should find that uniqueness within us, however you need to find it. Ah, the moon, the hidden uniqueness that we're all looking for, right? You know what it is already. You've just been a little bit embarrassed to show it, maybe, or self-conscious. Let your inner child come out. Let her free. Which wolf do you feed, too? God wants to know. Do you feed the dark wolf? Upset, angry, frustrations. I can't do it. It hurts. I don't want to. Or do you feed the white wolf? Hey, let's give it a shot. Let's play. Let's have a good time. Let's forget about the past and think about the future. The past, the future. Yeah, it's still waiting to be colored in. The past is already behind you. There's nothing left. It's dark there. I would choose the future. Yeah, choose your future. Go through the towers and choose your wolf that you want to feed. I love feeding the white wolf. To me, the white wolf is feeding love, and you have to feed that to yourself. You have to feed yourself love. You have to feed yourself, I'm going to care for myself. I'm going to take 10 minutes a day, and I'm going to sit in quiet meditation and feel what I feel, right? The moon, she has, what is it, 2.5 day phases. She's in one place for 2.5 days, I think, or 2 days and 1/4. And in those 2 days and 1/4, that shines on what's in that particular spot. And like us, if we could take a quiet 2 days and sit alone without others around us or thinking, it helps so much to understand who you are. And, sitting alone don't necessarily mean, without anything else going on. You play your music, you play your radio, but you also throughout that interval, have a few moments where you sit in quiet contemplation and breath and allow anything that's in your sunken depths of your energies from inner child wounding or from frustrations to come up, especially if you're not happy. And if you want to be happy, you want to allow those old energies to flow up that you can release them. A quiet reflection is all it takes. And after your reflection, you understand and you allow it to go. You let it go. And you get closer and closer to digging your inner child out each time you do that. And when you bring your inner child out into this world with you, and she's a part of your decision making, and she's a part of your life, or he, however, this is for anybody, then your life becomes so much more exciting. It becomes adventurous. Yeah. And so God says, have courage in facing your fears. Don't allow what other people think to stop you from running forward like that chicken that runs 9 miles an hour. Chickens dream too. They have dreams. And they actually have a constructive social circle. It's pretty amazing, really. So allow yourself to overcome fear and courage and be the leader and guide in your family towards happiness, right? Towards happiness. And when they see you working on yourself and your trauma and your difficulties and becoming more, allowing those things to dissipate and go away, and you become more joyful, more happy, because you've released those things that were holding you down. You want to release any angers, any frustrations, all of that. Just let it go. It ain't gonna do nothing for you anyway. Let the anger, frustration, fear, release it. Get away from all that chaos and clear your mind and have faith. Faith and hope will carry you through every time, because the universe is at our disposal. It's ready, but it's mind over matter. Your mind and heart must connect as one. You have to believe. And when you believe, the universe answers your beliefs. Yeah, we got devilish dilemmas. These are things that keep you from learning about who you are. It's very important. See the phones and taking your pictures and worried about how you look and wondering if you're being accepted and all that kind of blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about that. Accept yourself. Tell yourself you look good. Give yourself a hug and put the phone down for a few minutes, at least 1 minute a day, to breathe. I think that would be probably I don't know, you might be able to get 5 deep breaths out of that. That would be enough to, a count of breath in of 7, hold 1 second, release out 7 seconds. And then, these breaths will help you to calm and steady yourself. I say in the beginning when I started, which was like 10 years ago, I would take, and I'd only do it a minute at a time. That's all I could do. But I would take in this deep breath and hold it and tell myself that all the anxiety was gathering up in that breath. And then I would blow it out. And I would say to myself, I'm blowing out all that anxiety. And then I would say to myself, I'm breathing in peace. And our words are magic. Words are magic. Do you believe you're magical? Then practice on yourself. Perform your magic on yourself. And allow yourself to believe that you are worthy of all good things on this planet. All good things. All good things. All good things. The magician. Yeah. And what I was just telling you about magic. The magician. The magician speaks good words over themselves. The magician brings magic into the world through breath, which is the sword, and your body is the cup. Your heart is the cup, and your body is the ground, the grounding, the earth, and your chakra system is the fire. So it's all in you to create the magic of the magician by speaking magic over yourself and speaking good over others. Performing the magic, right? Making magic happen. I mean, it don't seem magical, but it is. Really, words are pretty magical. And if you're in tune, in touch, and connected to yourself, then the universe connects with you too. The universe can't connect if you're scattered. You have to be in a calm, stable position for good things to be manifested. The universe loves you. It cannot connect with you and manifest horrible things in your life, because once you start manifesting, you will actually have to learn that you got to watch your thoughts, and you got to keep them positive, and you got to make yourself a positive, you got to magnetize yourself in a positive way, because you do not want to manifest negativity, right? Right. So that's why we always look to the future and forgive the past and leave it behind us, because you don't want to manifest what was in the past by thinking about it, because once you begin connecting with God, manifestation happens. Radical balance and temperance is needed, because we manifest out of darkness. So every time you hit a dark spot in your life, you're going to be manifesting out of that darkness. So make sure you manifest a bright future, right? Manifest good things. You got to let go of the darkness and release the past, and then move forward into the future. Yeah, saving seeds. Earth matriarch. That's what Mother Earth is saying. See. And you take with you the lessons learned that you glean from things that happened in the past. That could be saving seeds. And you move forward and you help the next generation learn, from your experiences. And be strong and be proud and bring your inner child with you, because, she's the one that's the innocence that's connected to God. That's what connects with the universe. So you don't want your inner child to be all upset and, angry and frustrated. You got to heal her or him too. And so they can be happy. Because when your spiritual inner child is happy, then so are you. Because we're always that child. Always. Ideas. Want of air. This means truth. Truth. Yeah. It all starts from there. From one, your child, your inner child. And that's the truth. The sword of truth is what that is. And with that, Divine Feminine, this is a beautiful sign of growth. Do not forget to bring your inner child with you. This was a beautiful reading about loving yourself, learning to love yourself right where you are, no matter how silly or how funny it is. When I began learning to love myself, it was a long time ago, but I was a drug addict, a bad mother, not the perfect wife. I wasn't the worst wife, but I still, was failing miserably at being a human. And it took a long time for me to, I actually went to God for change. I knew I wasn't who I wanted to be. And every little step that God gave me, I actually took it and worked with it. Like, my first assignment was to quit lying. I had to quit lying. Even little exaggerations, God told me, which sometimes I'm still working with, because we all got that little bit of, we want to make it bigger. But, it was through lies. I would try to get away with everything. And, I realized that my self-esteem was like nothing. And I understood that if I wanted to have good self-esteem, if I was going to feel good about myself, I had to go to the words Jesus said, clean out your inward man, your inward cup. So, one step at a time was, I think I'm going to learn to tell the truth. I remember thinking that. And so I did. And I was 34 years old when I started doing this, working on myself like that. And here I stand now, so happy that I decided to hold myself accountable for my actions. Because each time I conquered one of the sins, like I'm going to tell the truth, then I was able to work on another. And the reason I'm calling these sins, because we're not sinners. Let me say, I was misguided in my life, not really taught to tell the truth, which I really did work on my children with that. And they're great. They tell me the truth about everything. And we know we can talk to each other and it's not going to go toxic. Because they've told me the truth, I'm not going to go, oh my God. But the truth to me is more precious than that. It's worth saying, I might not like what you said, but man, I really appreciate that you came clean with me. And that right there is everything, to tell the truth. And that was the beginning of working on my self-esteem, my courage, my confidence, because by now I know when I tell the truth, everybody knows I'm telling the truth. And that packs a lot of weight. So, working on ourselves, and you guys probably don't have to go through all that, but I was raised in a kind of family where they lived through lies. They, didn't take accountability. There was addictions and, things going on that, I didn't imagine families really should do. And my family don't. And I'm pretty proud of that. I love my family. And my family is better now than the family I had when I was a child. But then, we weren't holding people accountable. All your sins will be covered, and you can do anything you want. Just ask for forgiveness was the teachings. And so, but that's bullshit. You can't do everything you want. God don't work like that. No, God don't work like that. And without a voice, how can God speak? The spirit of this planet speak without somebody being a voice. So that's what God wants people to know. God is looking for voices, for truthful voices, and people who hold themselves accountable and others accountable. And when we do that, we're going to clean up the world, you see? That's how we do it. That's how you go in and clean house. You got stuff offensive everywhere. You got to get rid of that shit. You got to move it out, wipe it down, sweep the floors, mop them up, clean out the fridge, clean out the stove, clean it all up. Right? So that's what we want to do. We want to clean ourselves, the inward cup. And we start one step at a time. And I happened to be a liar, and I decided that I wanted to be, God told me if I was going to work with God, I would have to learn to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. And I wanted to work with God. I felt like it was the greatest opportunity I'd ever been offered in the vision. And that very day, after the vision, that very next morning, I began walking in truth. It wasn't easy, but I did it. And I'm proud of myself to this day for that. It makes me feel good. So my inner child is happy too. Yeah, because, when you're little, you don't want to lie. And you only lie because you have to stay out of trouble. And that's unfortunate because we should be able to tell the truth and not get in trouble for it. Maybe be talked about what the problem is, but teach your children the truth so that their self-esteem is awesome and they can be proud of who they are. And they also, the great thing about it is it'll keep them from doing things that they don't want to tell you. Once you learn to tell the truth, you can't stop. And so, telling the truth helped me learn to do things that I don't want to tell people I'm doing. It's a pretty miraculous thing. It almost keeps you in check yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love all y'all, and I pray God you have a wonderful day. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Bring out your little girl, your little boy, and let them play.